So, what's your full name?
My name is Deepika.
Okay, what can I call you?
You can call me Deepika only.
Okay, what do you do? Do you work or study?
Actually, right now I'm not doing any kind of work. Actually, I'm preparing for my IELTS examination, so I'm just doing study about it.
Okay, what subjects did you study when you were in your school?
Uh, when I was a kid, when I was in school, I used to study subject related to science because mostly subjects in our schools were related to science, maths, physics, chemistry. So I love to read about science and research. So
Which
basically,
was your favorite subject and why?
uh, none other than biology was my favorite subject as I love to learn about human beings and their anatomy. So it was my first preference above all subjects.
How does this subject help in daily life?
As I already mentioned that biology is basically about human body and the function of human body and how human body works and what are the importance of various organs in the human body. So it plays a major role in our daily life and it helps to find out any kind of abnormality in our body. So basically I think it is one of the major subjects.
What are the other subjects that you liked?
Other than my subject preferences, I love to uh, read about astronomy and I love to read about subject related to science fiction because I love subject related to science because brief history of time I already read about brief history of time and I was so impressed by it, so I also moved to astronomy.
What kinds of subjects students are interested in now?
um, in today's world, actually, this fast growing world, we can see that there's no particular preferences. So students mostly choose subjects which are easy for them. Some love to choose mathematics, some love to choose science, and other than these subjects, people are moving towards arts and
Why?
subject related to art subject because I think these are the only subject which explore their capabilities and the hidden talents can be also searched from them.
Alright, fine. Let's talk about shoes. What kind of shoes do you like to wear?
Actually, I'm not a shoes person. Basically, I love all kinds of shoes, slippers, sandals. You can just name them because it's just depend on the occasion. If there's a party, so I definitely go with the high heels or sandals. And if I have to go for a casual walk, definitely I will choose casual shoes.
Okay, so which is the most outrageous pair of shoes you have seen to date?
I cannot name, but when I was last week when I went to window shopping, I just saw a pair of sandals which just catch my eyes, and I love the color and I love the detailing on it, the crystal detailing I love the most. So
Do you like to buy shoes online or offline?
I think buying shoes online is not a good idea. We have to definitely go to a shop or anywhere where we can get a particular perfect pair of shoes because fitting is a major thing. If there is no proper fitting and if you're not comfortable with the shoes, so definitely we should not go online.
What kinds of shoes youngsters like to wear these days?
Mm, uh, Youngsters today love to wear shoes which are comfortable as well as which are very attractive and which can fulfill their needs like to show up, and so they definitely go for those shoes.
Alright, fine. So that's the end of your part one round. Now I'll be giving you a cue card and you have to talk about it for 2 minutes. You will have 1 minute to prepare on the topic.
Okay.
Topic number 48. This is the topic. Okay, so you may proceed now.
Uh, there are many books. Actually, I love to read different kinds of genre, but I already mentioned that science fiction. I'm more into science fiction. So one book I would love to read is that is only Brief History of Time, which was written by Stephen Hawking. It is just a. It's not a book. It's about the detailing and explanation of our universe and all about astronomy. It is written in it, and I already read that book, and I was so impressed by the detailing of the books, that how writers explained that there's some kind of big bang happen, and how stars are formed, how are the planets formed, and what are the reason behind it, and all the science related matter you can just read on that book. Even it is helpful in your daily life as well, because it explains the theory of relativity, theory related to gravity, and all the things which are happening in our life. Like for example, it also explains about the time. So time which we measure in normal life according to hours, days, weeks, months. But in that book you will just amazed by the fact that time can vary from planet to planet. If you are in the earth, so time is just for in numbers, but in if you go to other places and other planets, the time varies. It can be doubled, it can be tripled. Sometimes 1 second in earth can be 2 or 3 months in that particular planet. So that thing just caught my eyes, and I was so impressed. And none other than, I cannot mention the writer behind it, because the writer, who is just a legend for all of us, because Stephen Hawking is one of the greatest scientists we have till today. No one can beat him. So he just even he was so his whole body was paralyzed. Still, his mind was working, and he was so creative that he wrote all the things. So that's why I want to recommend others to read it as well.
Who suggested you to read that book?
One of my friends. Actually, he also interested in astronomy, and he likes to read that kind of stuff. So he also mentioned that you should read that.
Do you often reread books?
Not often, but when I get free time, I just want, when I get leisure time, so definitely I grab a book and I started reading. It can be anything. It can be books related to a romantic thriller. It can be related to a religious thing, like for example Bhagavad Gita. It can be related to some spiritual guidance, like autobiography of yogis. So all kind of stuff I love to read.
Which author's books are best for reading multiple time according to you?
I think we have many, but if we have to talk about Indian authors, so Indian authors, they're not so much, what I say, in a, they have some particular, they have certain boundaries, and they don't want to explore, but they're, I cannot neglect that some authors like Chetan Bhagat is very much famous among youngsters, but if you talk about other authors, it can be Ruskin Bond, and it can be Salman Rushdie. So all these authors can be.
Okay, what kinds of books can be read only once?
Um, I think if in my preferences, in my opinion, I think books related to religion and spirituality can be read at once, because again and again, if you want to read it, you will feel just bored. But if one at a time you read it completely and a full concentration, you can apply that to all the teachings in your personal life. So
What do you think about self-help books?
um, I think they are great, because these just change our perspectives about something. When we read those books, and when we recommend somebody recommend those books, we just love to read them. But in other words, we can say that they are really helping you, because they are self-help books, so they are really helping in your daily life, in your individual life, in your mental status will be improved.
What makes a book interesting?
Um, I think it's only depend on writer who writes the book, because it's a saying that writers only writes his or her own life experiences. So it's totally depend on writer. If writer is very very enthusiastic, very energetic. He definitely put his thoughts in that particular book. So writer is the main idea. Key
Do you
idea.
have any idea or planning, to write a book in future?
No, not at all. Actually, I'm not what to say. I'm not into this literature, but yeah, I recently write some blogs on some topic related to society and morals. But definitely, I'm not. I will not go and write a book.
Okay. Is there anyone in your family who has written a book?
No, my family is basically. I belong to a army background. My father was in army, and there's no one who is into literature. But one of my cousins, they love to read books only. Nobody think about writing the book.
Okay, all right. Would you like to suggest any book for anybody?
Um, yes, I already suggested some books to my cousins, my friends. Like if they love books related to they love books related to self help or like spirituality or some kind of guidance they need. So they can go for books like How to Win Friends and. This autobiography of Yogi and Gita is also Bhagavad Gita is one of the best book in Indian culture that we should read. Everyone should read because it teaches us many things.
All right, thank you so much for this, and that's the end of your speaking test. All right.